This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has announced the first Arab Social Media Award in the region, with the aim of encouraging Arab societies to employ optimal and responsible use of social media in order to increase awareness of the issues of concern to Arab community. Focused on the most important social media initiatives in the Arab world, the award has been conceptualized as an annual event that honors individual and institutional innovations in different sectors and across different social media channels that help establish a positive environment for innovation and creativity. The award will have 3 major criteria and will not only honor innovation in communication within Arab societies, but will also recognize those who contribute to progress and prosperity by promoting positive Arab dialogue within the community. Speaking at the launch, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum noted that social media has become fundamental to the social, economic and political fabric of the Arab world and played a key role in shaping events, stating that social media influencers are important changemakers in society. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed added that the Arab world has not yet made the most of the enormously positive potential of social media, and that this award will highlight successful examples in the area of social media, using them as a basis to maximize the benefits to society. To participate in the Arab Social Media Awards, individuals and companies can apply through the award website arabsocialmediaaward.ae. Emiratis who have completed their national service will be given priority when applying for jobs and promotions under new human resources regulations for local government organizations. The changes were outlined in an announcement by the Federal Authority for Government Human Resources regarding legislation that must be added to existing rules to comply with National Service and Reserve Law No. 6 of 2014. Dr. Abdurrahman Al-Awar, the Director General of the authority, was quoted as saying that his agency and the National and Reserve Service Authority had received the details of Emiratis eligible for national service from 5 local agencies so far. In addition, a memorandum of understanding was signed between the authorities to ensure cooperation and clarify the process of implementing the law. Another MOU was also signed between the General Command of the Armed Forces and the Court of the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Interior, His Highness Sheikh Saif bin Zayed Al Nahyan, marking their cooperation in order to raise awareness of the importance of national service in schools and universities. The British Embassy has announced that the procedure for renewing or applying for a passport has changed for British nationals living overseas. In a statement, the Embassy explained that residents who want to renew their existing British passport can apply for it to be extended for 12 months at no additional cost, adding that parents or guardian of a child living overseas that need to travel urgently can apply for an emergency travel document for children instead of a new or renewed passport. Emergency travel documents are available from the week beginning June 16 in most countries after checks to confirm nationality and identity. The mandatory midday break for labourers who work in the sun during summer months started yesterday and sees the restrictions in place for the 10th year in a row. The rule, which is in place for 3 months until September 15, compels companies to give a 2.5-hour break from 12:30 to 3 p.m. to labourers who work in open areas such as construction sites, and is one of the methods put in place by the Ministry of Labour to protect workers from work-related injuries. According to the regulations, daily working hours must not exceed 8 hours in the morning or night shift, and overtime should be paid to those working additional hours. Companies working on emergency projects or on projects that cannot be stopped due to technical reasons, such as asphalting of roads, laying concrete, repairing damage in water pipes, petrol pipes, sewage pipes, or the disconnection of electrical lines, can continue to work. This also includes those working on projects licensed from governmental departments which could affect the flow of traffic, as well as electrical, water supplies or communications. Companies which are permitted to continue to work must provide cold drinking water to the workers, and there must be a limited number of workers only, in addition to all kinds of safety and public health requirements. Dubai's Road and Transport Authority has announced they will include a cycling track along the route of its new tram. The new track, which will also combine as a pedestrian way in the Marina JBR area, will run for a large part of the new 10.6-kilometre tram route. The 3-metre wide track will be built from stations 1 to 5 from JBR to Dubai Marina as a cycle and a pedestrian path. At Station 7 at Mina Siahi, the track will narrow to become a cycleway as far as Station 11 at Al Sufur. Additionally, the RTA will install cycle racks at every tram station with capacity for between 8 to 16 bicycles. Each station will also have parking drop-off areas for taxi and private vehicles. According to the RTA, the new cycling track and pedestrian way will further enhance the use of the tram, as well as provide additional recreational and exercise facilities for the people of Dubai. With the plans in place for UAE Vision 2021, the country can be a living example of implementing entrepreneurial practices in the public sector, according to the speaker at this year's Government Leaders Programme. Organised by the Mohammed bin Rashid Centre for Leadership Development, the lecture was part of the leadership programme aimed at preparing a solid base of qualified leadership capable of advancing growth and achieving the government's strategic objectives. The lecture, titled Governpreneurship, was delivered by Dr. Robert Hisrick and was attended by government sector employees across a number of different government departments. During the lecture, Dr. Hisrick stated that in line with recent developments, governments should be focusing more on the commitment towards innovation as well as creating opportunities for creativity and embracing change. This, according to Dr. Hisrick, will help them to minimize the dependency of staff and allow decision-making far down the organization. Additional benefits of this approach to government, according to the experts, will also allow the entity to be consistent with their goals and objectives while increasing problem-solving skills and enhancing the job satisfaction of its employees.
Government's going to have to be more innovative, more creative, and really inspire their people that work for them to actually be what we call government entrepreneurs or governorpreneurship. So I think governments that do this are going to be the winners in the future. I think governments that don't are going to have a much more difficult time because basically, governments compete against governments to attract industry and to do good for their economies and citizens. I think people here have a great sense of integrity. I think people here have that creative talent. I think it's just a matter of unleashing that. And I think the people here, in terms of have an opportunity, basically because your geographic location is part of your advantage, to really be the next wave of this.
This is the reason why MBR, Mohammed bin Rashid Center for Leadership Development, was established. We are creating first, second, third, and fourth lines of leaders. And in these programs, we have the executive leaders, government leaders, young leaders, and promising leaders. It's all about innovation, creativity, and ownership. This is where we can come up with the leaders to run Dubai, basically, in the year 2020.
And finally, in the bulletin. Earlier today, in celebration of a decade of nursing critically injured turtles back to health, over 100 healthy Hawksbill turtles were released back to the sea by the Dubai Turtle Rehabilitation Project. By 8 o'clock this morning, hotel guests as well as 75 young school children had queued at the beach by the Burj Al Arab to send off 110 Hawksbill turtles to the new adventure. Warren Baverstock, Aquarium Operations Manager of the Burj Al Arab Jumeirah, says the turtles came in about 4 months ago and were given intensive rehabilitation in the hotel's aquarium. The remaining days of the rehabilitation were spent recovering at the turtle pens at Mina Salam Hotel, and today's release marks the 10-year anniversary of the rehabilitation program for critically injured turtles. To date, the Dubai Turtle Rehabilitation Project has released nearly 700 turtles back into the wild.
We have over 20 turtles out there with satellite tags on, and we monitor them very carefully to see their progress. We actually have a couple which have made their way north past the Muscat Dam out into the Indian Ocean. We have others that are spending time in Abu Dhabi and even locally in Dubai. Some of the turtles that we release with satellite tracking technology. Today we just took the opportunity to celebrate with everybody and release turtles back to the sea without any satellite technology. But from time to time we do release them, and it allows us to track the turtles' progress once they've been released back into the sea.
According to the aquarium, the turtle is an important species for the conservation of the marine environment and is protected throughout most of the world. All 7 species of marine turtles found globally are listed as vulnerable to extinction, endangered or critically endangered. The Hawksbill turtle, which is native to the Middle East, is listed as critically endangered with only an estimated 8,000 nesting females left worldwide.
There are many risks that turtles face at sea, most of them human. What I say to people is if they can clean up after themselves, okay, things like plastic bags, cigarette butts, fishing line, rubbish bags, all these things are dangerous to sea turtles because most of it, once it's in the water, looks like food. So a lot of turtles will actually ingest this foreign matter. It will come trapped inside them. They become positively buoyant. They bake in the sun and then they die. So all we say to people is if to be really mindful of the rubbish that they could leave behind and just take it home with them and dispose of it properly.